I'll show you how it's done. Shazam!
Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Underdeveloped here, where we cover everything movies, television, overall entertainment. And today we have yet again another movie review. This is like our fourth one in a row. We're going strong. We're coming back full force. And of course we have this is kind of later, you know what I mean? Like we're kind of behind because I went away for a little bit, and also when I came back, didn't feel like going to the movies right away. So but this is a movie that I was anticipating, and I did want to see. So I'm glad I got the chance to see it. We almost didn't review it because, it happened like early August, so it was like people may not care, but you know what? We enjoy it and we want to review it. Yeah. So that's out the way. So we're doing, of course, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, produced by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg of Point Grey Pictures. They're behind a lot of stuff that we like. For particularly me, Preacher, but for us, The Boys
and Invincible,
two dope shows.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem is directed by Jeff Rowe, and as far as I can tell, this is his first solo director seat at anything. And he also wrote and produced this movie, and for a debut like that, wow, just really great for a debut.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I grew up loving this. They did many adaptations. They had a movie back in 2007, TMNT, loved that one, but that was a little more serious than this one is. They did some god-awful movies back in the 90s with, live action where they pretty much was just as, like, mascots, essentially. But it was kind of fun, I guess. And, those low-budget hero films back in the 90s, they did that. They did a lot of those.
They even did a reference to that in this movie.
Yeah.
I
probably missed it because it's been a while.
It was the Go Ninja Go song. Because one of them has one of those movies has a scene where they interrupt the Vanilla Ice concert and Vanilla Ice starts singing "Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go."
I can't even think of like the first iteration of the Turtles I've seen because there's so many iterations.
Oh, I can tell you.
I think it was an original cartoon back in Nickelodeon, right back in the days.
There was
Cartoon Network.
Well, it was originally a comic. Then it got turned into an cartoon in the 80s, and then the one I grew up with was the 2003 cartoon.
That same thing with me. Okay,
the one where they would always say "What the shell" every other sentence.
Jackie Chan Matt Splinter is, that's perfect casting. That's a dream casting. That's like where we actually got that. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, we actually made that happen. But
Yeah, overall, this movie was just a fun time. It had like a lot of really good humor. I was joking like every other minute, pretty much.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, what they like about this movie is that they really got kids and teenagers.
They did, yeah. Like this is the first time that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles really felt like teenagers.
Yeah, and they felt like New York kids. Like they was like, and I swear to God, they did this one scene where they were like mimicking all the different lingo, like that's the New York thing. Like all the white people in the audience, including him, did not get what the fuck that was. They didn't laugh. I laughed my ass off because obviously I'm from the hood, so I'm black, so I know the lingo. You know what I mean? And the fact that they actually bought that. You know what I mean? They more than likely they fucking ad-libbed that. They fucking improvised that for sure. And the fact that also teenagers make the banter feel real because they feel like it's not as old people. They're not just older people playing younger people,
which they usually were in the other Turtles stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So this felt, you know what I mean, and they stay loyal to their individual personalities, of course. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean. It didn't really have too much to shine because there was a lot going on. So obviously, it's gonna make a room. They really were more of a unit instead of like focus on each individuals. That's I assume more likely is for the next movie. When they could individually focus on each of them. Because the movie was really about them together and them wanting to be accepted, because all of them have like similar goals, which is to be accepted by the outside world and to do it and to do them,
Yeah, there really wasn't a whole lot of individual goals outside that. Yeah. We had a little bit of Leo, but not a lot.
Tiny bit, you know what I mean? But obviously they set up a sequel, so more likely that's going to be explored with the sequel. This was really about them together, you know what I mean? And just them being allowed to exist, you know what I mean? Almost has slight hints of like race in it because we all want to be accepted,
mm-hmm.
and not looked at as freaks or whatever else.
Yeah,
kind of felt like how the X-Men was, and Superfly is basically like Magneto. You know what I mean? Like a militant, and that's a good thing too because the villain was very relatable because he's just like them. He just going about his mission in a real fucking real terroristy way. You know what I mean? Like he is a mutant terrorist, just like Magneto. You know what I mean? Like. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes it interesting because they both, him and Master Splinter, are two sides of the same coin. which makes for interesting banter. And then Ice Cube as Superfly is genius. Like him just being Ice Cube and speaking as a villain is just hilarious. I could not stop.
Ice Cube is just himself. Ice Cube is turning into a giant whale monster.
But the thing is, it worked though. It's worked. It made the film fun and hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah,
it was laughs of joy. I mean, I really didn't. There's a lot of times where he was almost close to dying, and I'm like, I hope he doesn't die. I actually hope he survives because I love seeing him on screen. He's great.
Yeah, bro. Ice Cube stole this movie. This is the performance. This is the performance of his career.
Oh, maybe. I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff that I liked him in. So I don't know, but you know what? Yeah, I'll say I really liked him. I'm not gonna jump the gun. These for me. The overall plot stuff, typical villain stuff. That at this point in these kind of movies, you're gonna get similar tropes. So it's really what you do with it and how you portray your characters, and so
yeah, like
nothing super. It wasn't like Spider-Verse where it got really creative with the plot. It's just this is just more. It's more cut and dry, but really entertaining, really fun, really natural. Really a lot of great characters and interesting dynamics, different new and fresh interpretations of existing characters.
Yeah,
it's a vibe. Like,
yeah. One thing I really liked about this movie was that the Turtles actually do feel conflicted. Like that, there actually is a very significant part to this movie where they're like actually kind of want to just vibe with the villains, Yeah,
I love that. I almost didn't want them to fight. You know what I mean? But obviously, his plan is so goddamn extreme. They have no choice but to intervene.
And the fact that was there just made their decision to like be heroic so much more powerful because like we really got a sense of what they were giving up for them.
Yeah, I mean, they had a whole scene while they were saving the world, they were still getting blamed.
Yeah,
on national television. So it was like so it came to this whole thing where it's like, hey, like, what I mean, like we didn't get what we want because they realized that we're doing this for the wrong reason. We're just doing it just so people will like us. But no, to be a true hero, we have to do things despite people hating us. You know what I mean? And it kind of mirrors April's journey because she wants to be liked because she became a pariah, not really pariah, but she became like
the laughing stock.
She became a laughing stock because she vomited on television. You know what I mean? So she was doing this to get cool again. But then she realized that it's not about that too. So the whole message is also centers around true heroism, which is being a hero no matter what, not doing things for selfish gain. And in doing so, they still end up getting what they wanted in the first place.
Yeah.
So that was just a good message to sprinkle there. So that was just a good message to sprinkle in there too.
Yeah. The one thing that did kind of bug me up the movie is I feel like all Superfly's crew really flipped very fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's true because the thing is, like, it does feel like that, but I also kind of get it because these people that don't really have experience with anything, all they knew was being with Superfly, but none of them really wanted to do that neither. You know what I mean? It's just all they know. So now that they introduced a different way of thinking, now they're like, I kind of like this way better. You know what I mean? Like, it was only with Superfly because that's all they knew. You know what I mean? That's the only place they had to turn to. So now they know there's other creatures out there like them. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't share those same crazy militant views. Maybe what I would have done, I probably would have had half and half, like keep summoning with him. And
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Especially since Bebop and Rocksteady are like iconic Turtles villains. So the fact that they're not...
they are.
Yeah, Bebop and Rocksteady, like, they're a pair of iconic villains. So it's like the fact that they're just like immediately flipped to the good side, this felt very out of nowhere.
Yeah, them specifically probably should have been a little more...
Yeah, I think those two should have stayed with Superfly and maybe the rest would go with the Turtles. I think that would have been more interesting dynamic. Yeah. It would have felt... And it also would have just felt less forced.
Yeah, the score for this movie, I'll say, is probably 89.
Yeah, wow.
High 80s.
Yeah. For me, I think... Like, for me, I was thinking more like probably 85, personally.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, it's a damn good movie. Definitely worth seeing. But, like, honestly, I don't see a reason why for anyone really not to like it.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A kid will like it. Even adults will like it, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like raunchy or anything, but it's got humor that anyone can really enjoy.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. It's an enjoyable experience. If you like the Turtles, definitely give this a watch. This is a fresh new interpretation with a diverse cast that works. A really fun villain, relatable villain, or really just overall great villain. Yeah. That's which is very rare and stuff like this. You always get like bland, generic villains, and they really, they really made a villain almost like even more interesting than the main characters.
Yeah,
which is always great. So good plot, great acting. Like overall great performance, but not in like a typical like Oscar worthy. Just like he did such a good job with it, and he was so enjoyable to watch and listen to. So
yeah.
And the Turtles, they feel like teenagers, they talk like teenagers, they also resemble like this New York adolescents, like the way the style they talk, things they're interested in. So it just and someone being of that same like, upbringing, same like culture. It's a nice like that level of authenticity to like New York characters, to New York teenagers. You know what I mean? Like it brings me back. It makes me I feel like one of them. You know, and I appreciate that. You know, and I'm loving where diversity and more bigger upscale projects are going. Yeah, I like it. You know. Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah. With that being said, thanks again for joining us tonight. Please support good movies in theaters. Go see it in theaters. Support the movie, and of course, like and subscribe. We'll see you next time for more reviews, more reactions, and more videos.
Later, guys. Peace.